Today we are starting a new project. What you're looking at is a 1965 or 66, I'm honestly not quite sure, four-door Plymouth Valiant. This was my buddy's car that he left here at the house, and I've been contemplating on what to do with it over the last couple weeks. Overall, the car seems to be in fairly decent shape, and it doesn't look like it has a whole lot of rust anywhere on the car. And interestingly enough, my friend did give it a quick paint job before dropping it off at my house, although I'm not a big fan of the color. Most of the trim is actually still there, and overall the car seems to be like it's in pretty decent shape. The interior also looks to be very complete and also in very decent condition. And so far I've been pretty impressed with the car. Moving up to the front, we're going to go ahead and open up the hood and see what's inside. And as you can see, we're sporting a nice little Slant 6. As far as I know, this car actually did used to run and drive. So although it might take a little bit of effort, I think we can get this car roadworthy. Now, some of you guys might be tempted to just continue on and restore this car, get this thing back to its former glory, get this thing running and driving the way it's supposed to be, and just kind of drive it around. But that is not the plan that I've got for this little car. Now, you see, what I plan to do is to actually turbocharge this Slant 6. I've turbocharged two different engines on my W100, and I've also turbocharged the Mopar 361 in my 1973 Dodge Charger. And overall, I'm actually a big fan of turbos. I think they're the quickest and easiest, most efficient way to get big power out on the street. I don't think there's anything more efficient, more cost-effective than a turbocharger. And so with that in mind, we're going to be turbocharging this Slant 6. For those of you wondering, we might go with an internally wastegated GT28, or we might go with an externally wastegated GT35, like the one I currently have here on this table. This is a turbo that was given to me a couple years back, and I've ran it maybe once on a test engine and never ran again, so it's a little dirty, but it does work. It doesn't really have any real miles on it. And like I mentioned, the wastegate position is different between the 28 and the 35, but also the size and the power potential is also different. The GT35 is capable of up to, let's say, 600 horsepower versus the GT28 that's about 400 horsepower capable. If we're being generous, the Slant 6 actually puts out like 150 horsepower. If we put down 15 pounds of boost, that power number might go up to about 300. The only real reason I want to use the GT35 is because I already have it. It's here. But a GT28 is fairly inexpensive. You could usually pick them up for less than 150 bucks brand new. So as soon as I figure out what I'm gonna do, you guys will be the first to know. Now, the biggest question is, what are we going to do about fuel? As we know, we have another YouTuber online doing a turbo Slant 6 build. He attempted to do a fuel injection build, and that didn't quite work out for him. So now he decided to go carbureted. When I assembled all of my turbo builds, I assembled them with carburation, and I've always had really good success. If I build the carburetor for the Slant 6, I have no doubt that we're going to be able to make some really good power. And although I think this is the best idea for this combination, I'm not going to do that. And instead, we're going to do this. This is the ACES EFI Killshot 2 Pro. First off, I did not buy this system. In fact, it was given to me by the guys over at ACES, not as a sponsorship, but as kind of a token of appreciation. So when the ACES PDM was released, I was on the list to try to get one of the first ones that were to come out. And in fact, I did end up getting one of those. And I currently have it stashed in a drawer somewhere because I haven't been able to use it yet. But because I was on the list of their consumers, when they were picking people on their kickoff program, my name came up. And so then I won like kind of a raffle or random drawing. And if you guys don't believe me, this letter actually came along with the kit. It says, "We're thrilled to inform you that you've been selected for our Killshot 2 kickoff program. This aligns with our motto for the people and serves as a token of our appreciation for your dedication to ACES fuel injection." So the letter just goes on and tells us a bunch of different features that the new system has. But I know I ended up getting this system at random because they used my real name instead of, my channel name. And to add insult to injury, I want to show you something. This is a throttle body unit itself, and so as you can see, it's brand new. I've only opened it to look at it a few times, but look at that. They've engraved my name on it when they should have engraved my channel name. And so I might go ahead and just erase it because I don't like my name to be on stuff. I like my channel name to be front and center. But I know that if they would have consulted me about this, it would have said Night Wrencher. It wouldn't have had my real name. So I ended up getting this kit at random. I have no obligation to use it. But like I mentioned earlier, there was a gentleman online on the YouTube space that ran a ACES EFI unit on a turbocharged Slant 6, and they couldn't get it to run. So since I got this guy for free, I didn't pay for it. I've got no dog in the fight. I'm going to try to see if maybe I can get this thing to run on a turbocharged Slant 6. It's not the exact same unit, obviously. This is a Killshot 2 Pro. The Pro just basically means that it also controls ignition, not just fuel. But let's go ahead and see what else came in the box. So we've got ourselves some stickers. We've got ourselves the main wiring harness. We've got ourselves a CAN bus tuning cable, some keychains, some standoffs. I think that's the tuning software and the little USB. I don't know what the circle thing is. I think it's a grommet for your firewall. It came with a little ACES wallet, which was actually pretty cool. That was neat. This is the coolant temperature sensor. This is a stand for the tablet in case you want to mount this on your windshield. This one is the tablet itself. So this is a 5-inch display. I think this is their second generation 5-inch display because this one has the removable cables in the back. I think they were making like a big deal about it. And it actually uses like a little camera mount on the back. So in case you didn't want to stick it on your windshield or whatever and you had a camera mount, then you can use that instead. So there's that. I also have one wideband O2 sensor, which is fine. You only need one, really. And lastly, I think this is the computer. Yeah, so this is a ECU. This will control ignition, timing, and fuel. So like I mentioned, I'm going to be doing this because the gentleman in question had very strong words to say about ACES. Now me, that has basically zero experience with the ACES EFI stuff, will be able to find out if it's true or not. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think I'm going to be able to pull it off? Do you think it was somebody else's user error and that's why they couldn't get this thing to run right? Or am I going to suffer the same fate? Let me know in the comments down below. I will see you guys all in the next one. Night Wrencher signing out.